Here I'm performing a machine T-bar row, but now this is going to be slightly different from that upper back bias one if you have watched it before. If not, here I am biasing my lats in this T-bar row. Now, how I know that I'm biasing my lats here is because number one, you can see that my hands are in a neutral grip position. Now, this is not so much important in terms of influencing which muscle I'm doing, but more so that because my grip is in a neutral position, it means that my arms are tucked closer towards the side of my body, and it means that I'm driving my elbow towards my waist. And this is the best line of drive for my lats to be active and to be carrying out the movement. So once again here, as I set myself up into that position, I'm making sure that my chest is comfortably placed on that chest support. This provides that stability, and more stability means more output and more gains in the gym. Secondly, you can see that as I'm quite short, that I am trying to overreach by trying to reach over for the bar. If you can, and if the gym T-bar machine rows has such a setting, elevate the bottom position of the padding where your feet is on. By elevating it, this allows you to get into a comfortable position that allows your sternum. I would ideally like the middle part of your chest bone to be on the padding rather than the top part of your chest on the padding. In my opinion, where I'm currently set at is a little bit too high for me, and if I could, I would push myself up higher. But this is just one of the things of being slightly vertically challenged. Now, in terms of performing this movement, you can do this movement and this becomes an upper back movement, but in here we are going to do a lats bias movement. And if you want to bias the lats, once again as I mentioned, the aim is to drive your elbow towards your waist. That is how you're going to be targeting the lats in the most effective position. So how I do that is by number one, bringing my arms close towards my body by gripping the neutral grip bar, as you can see. The neutral grip bar allows me to target the lats in the best position, whereas the pronated grip bar results it to become more efficient for the upper back kind of bias movement. As I grip a neutral grip, all I'm thinking about is driving my elbow towards my waist. Okay, so I'm thinking of bringing my elbow towards my waist, and then I control the movement back down. You can see that at the bottom movement, I ensure that I'm really having that lengthen or elongating my lats by really allowing the arm to stretch at the bottom. Okay, so you do not want to rush this movement, but in fact at the bottom you want to have that extra range where you allow that arm to glide a little bit forward so you stretch the lats, because once again your latissimus or your lats starts from your back and attaches onto your upper arm, and allowing the upper arm to glide forward a little bit more just for the extra stretch and range will be very hypertrophic or good for muscle growth. Okay, so once again to recap, I'm doing a lats bias machine T-bar row here. I'm ensuring that the padding is well positioned on my chest. Ideally, it's at the mid position of your chest or the mid part of your chest bone. For me, it's a bit too high here, but because I cannot elevate the foot positioning, hence it is where it is. Okay, but if you can, try to elevate the positioning of that feet position to ensure that your chest is at the mid position of the chest support. If you find that you're getting suffocated during this movement, make sure to brace, breathe in, hold the breath, and complete your set before breathing out. Or take sips of air during the movement rather than not completely breathing. But the main thing being, you want to brace properly during the movement to ensure that the chest support does not compress your lungs and suffocate you. Okay, and then next, make sure that your arms are in a neutral grip for best lats targeting. If not, a pronated grip is fine as well. But the main aim is to drive your elbow towards your waist. Keep that arm as close to your hand as possible. I would say roughly between 10 to 30 degrees between your shoulder angle, to keep that elbow near your waist and drive that elbow up towards your waist, and then control back down and allow the arm to glide ever so slightly forward for that extra stretch.